Well, howdy there, Internet students. Mr. Hermson again. This is lesson 3.1c, scientific notation. So we're going to use our knowledge about exponents to find a better way to write really big or really small numbers. The science people use this the most, but you will see these exponential numbers in other places where you have either the need for a really big or a really small number. Okay, um, so I'm going to let you go ahead and read this, and then I'll explain it a little more. Okay, here's a quick example. So this number is 2,300,000. Okay, um, now check this out. If I put in my calculator just the first two numbers that you see there, the 2 and the 3, and I'm going to write them as a decimal. Oops. Wrong calculator. Sorry. Okay, so I'm going to put 2.3 in there. Now I'm going to start multiplying by 10. Notice the decimal move. Now it's 23. It's 10 times bigger, right? I'm going to multiply by 10 again. Now notice another 0 is added on. Now it's 230. Well, I'm going to keep going that, and I'm going to count how many times I'm multiplying by 10. I already did that twice. So here's 3, 4, 5, 6 times to get this number. So I can represent this number by just writing the number of times I multiplied by 10 in exponential form. Okay, so and we're always going to use tens because tens move the decimal because we're in the decimal number system. Okay, so so if I'm looking for this number, what I would do on my calculator is just the first three numbers as a decimal number, 5.09. Okay, and just so that we're standard and we're always using the same form, the first number will always be between 1 and 10. So it's going to be greater than or equal to 1 and less than 10, the first number. That way we are always writing them the same way and we can't be confused. So less than 10. Okay, so that's why I chose 5.09, because 5.09 is between 1 and 10. So 5.09, press equal. There I multiplied by 10 once. There's twice, 3, 4, 5, and now it's 509,000. So the way I'm going to write that is what I started with, 5.09 times 10 to how many times it took to get there. Now, one thing you might notice is we could have predicted that it was 5 because from where we had the decimal there, the 5.09, to get it to this spot here, notice there's 5 digits in there. The last one, there were 6 digits from where we put the decimal till the end. Okay? So this one, the first number has to be between 1 and 10, so we're going to move the decimal to 2.341. And then I need to multiply that by 10 until I get 23.41. And you can see I just needed to do that once, 23.41. So that'll be times 10 to the first, because I only multiplied by 10 once. Once again, notice there's only one digit between where the decimal has become and where we started. Okay, so we're going to do 5.67. Now I'm going to let you finish this. You guys figure out 10 to what power. And also do that on the next one. And the only reason I picked 6.0 is because we want the number that's between 1 and 10. So you get the power on both of those. All right, here's the powers you should have. Numbers can also be changed to standard form with a little more math. Okay, Now remember what multiplying by 10 does. Now in expanded form, this is 2.3 times 10 times 10 times 10, which every time we multiply by 10, it's going to move the decimal over one place. You can use your calculator to do that if you want. So start with 2.3 times 10. Whoop, better clear that stuff there. Start with 2.3 equals times 10 equals, there's once, twice, 3 times, so it's 2,300. Now we could have predicted that because every time you multiply by 10, the decimal is going to move one place. So there's 1, 2, 3, and the last couple we're going to have to fill in with a 0. Okay, so 4.29 times 10 to the 5th. So we're going to multiply by 10 once, twice, 3, 4, 5 times. Now, when you get good at this, you'll be able to just predict that. We started with the decimal here. We needed 5 places because we're multiplying by 10 5 times. So the number is 429. All right, you do the next one, see if you get it right. Actually, do the next 3. All right, if you did it right, you got these answers. I think there's some shortcuts, some things you can remember about the number of zeros and stuff, but I'm going to let you figure that out for yourself. Like on this one, notice there's 4 zeros, which is the same as the power. This one, there's not 4 zeros. There's actually, I mean, not 12 zeros. There's actually 10 zeros, but then if you add those two on, that adds up to 12. So something like that, you can think about that. But summarizing, basically, I'm going to just say, make the first number between 1 and 10. Can't be 10, has to be less than 10. Between 1 and less than 10. Okay? And then you're going to move the decimal the number of times that the power is. Equal to the power. Sometimes you'll have to fill in zeros because you'll move it past the last digit, like that. All right? Okay, so here's just some quick notes, examples. Write down the first digit, the decimal point, and all other digits except the ending zeros. Count the number of digits between the first digit and the decimal point. This is your exponent that goes on your 10. Okay, so that's kind of summarizing. When entering exponents in a computer, you use this. It's called the caret. I think it's spelled like this. Not 100% sure about that. But some calculators, like my calculator, my scientific notation calculator that I use with 8th graders, my older version uses that caret symbol, and the caret symbol is what you need to push. Like if I want 1.2 times 10 to the, there's the caret symbol. You can see it just lit up in red to the 5th. So that's scientific notation, and there's the actual number for that. Okay. Scientific notation is when it looks like this. Standard notation is when it looks like that. Okay. All right. You guys are going to do a crossword puzzle here. So it's on this page. And you're going to put your answers when you have to write them in, when you write them in standard form, don't put any commas in there. Okay. So it looks like that. When you write them in scientific notation, you're going to put a caret symbol right there for the power. Okay. and then you're going to use an X for the times. And you're also going to put the decimal in after the first number. Okay, so make sure you do it like that if you want to be successful in your crossword puzzle. All right, that's all I got for you today. Good luck with that, and we'll talk to you soon.